All right, people. So I want to touch on the subject of Republicans calling basically for World War III with Russia. Now, in the last debate, the debate was centered around foreign policy. So they're talking about, how to deal with ISIS and Russia and shit. And you got all these, candidates up there demonizing Russia, saying Russia's horrible, saying that this is the thing that gets me. They say we should create a no-fly zone in Syria. Like, what authority do we have to tell another country what to do? I mean, that's just fucking crazy. I think, that we're gonna tell Syria, we're basically saying we own Syria now, and we're gonna declare a no-fly zone. That's not our area. We don't own that land. Like, what authority do we have to do that? Like, what if Russia just declares a no-fly zone and says you can't fly there? We don't own that land. And Russia is bombing ISIS, and they're bombing the bad people. It's just totally retarded. And then you got Christie up there saying he would shoot down a Russian plane if it violated that airspace, which could very well start a world war. I mean, what a fucking lunatic he is. I mean, this isn't being tough. I mean, then if you criticize them, they'll call you, oh, you're not being tough. You're not being a conservative. You're not, bullshit. I mean, bullshit. I mean, again, we don't have the authority to go into Syria or another country and declare a no-fly zone. That's not, that's dumb right there. And Russia would help us if we got along with them. And then people might say, oh, Russia's bombing our allies. Because the people we arm are not good people. They're not good people. I mean, I've said on so many occasions and provided so much evidence to show that the so-called moderate rebels we're arming. I've been talking about this for over a year, and it's finally getting into the mainstream now. These moderate rebels we're arming aren't so moderate. They're more like, they're closer to ISIS than they are to fucking being moderates. And then all these, weapons we're handing out, we're just dumping into the area. ISIS controls them. They got, all our trucks and shit like that. It's just a fucking disaster. So, it's just ridiculous how many neocons are in the Republican Party. Like, Chris Christie's the worst one. I mean, how many times, every fucking question. Chris Christie, what are you going to do about the economy? Well, I was a federal prosecutor on the day before 9/11, and my wife, I didn't know if she died. I mean, how many times are we going to hear the same fucking story from Chris Christie about his fucking wife, and, how he was a federal prosecutor the day before 9/11 and after 9/11? It's like, shut the fuck up, you retard. How many, he's had to say that like 10 times now during the debates. He said it a lot, point being. That's the point. He's said that like to every fucking question. It's like, shut the fuck up and answer the fucking question. He takes like half the question to state about, his wife and kids and fucking how he was a prosecutor. That means he knows how to deal with terrorism. I'm qualified to deal with terrorism because I was a prosecutor. It's like, fucking hell. Shut up. So then, one of the only sensible candidates up there, I think, is Rand Paul, who, I like Rand Paul, but he's a fucking dumbass for attacking Donald Trump, which has caused his poll numbers to go down the shitter. I mean, he's very, very dumb to do that. And he's not being real. He's being, I'm going to be like 75% libertarian, but then 25% establishment. It's just so stupid. His father did so much better by just being real. If you're real like Donald Trump or Ron Paul, your poll ratings go way up. But if you're Rand Paul and you try to side with the establishment a little bit, you try to appease the establishment, you go down. Be real, Rand Paul. I mean, he's there's no chance for him now, I don't think. He's blown it. He's fucked it up. So, but I mean, he still says what's right on, he's like, yeah, we armed ISIS, and then all these retards want to fucking shoot down Russian planes and start another war in Syria. They want all these fucking wars. So fucking crazy. So it's just depressing to see all these people, you know, basically demonizing Russia when they don't know the facts. When they don't know the facts at all. And they like to say, oh, Russia's trying to take over the world because they invaded our Ukraine. They invaded fucking Syria. First off, they didn't really invade. You know, we started the Ukraine shit, so we pretty much invaded that. We started the Syrian shit. You know, how about us? I mean, we went into Iraq, we went into Syria, we were bombing all these countries. How about us? I mean, it's such a double standard. It's like we're, you know, God, and then, you know, everybody else is just a fucking peasant. Nobody else, you know, gets the same treatment. It's like we have more rights. We're better than everybody else. And in a sense, you want to be the world power. You want to be a big power. You know, you don't want to be on par with the rest of the world. You want to be big and powerful, but you don't want to be tyrannical. You don't want to be oppressive. You don't want to bully other countries. You want to be fair, and it's not fair for us to go into all these other countries, and then when Russia does it, when they're actually bombing ISIS, to call them, you know, fucking, you know, to compare them to Hitler and to say they want to take over the world. It's fucking bullshit, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these neocons. If we get one elected like Chris Christie, it's probably not going to happen because he's at like 1%. But if somebody like that gets into the White House, we could very well be seeing World War III. And if it's with Russia, I mean, we're talking nuclear bombs. And remember what Einstein said. He said he does not know what weapons World War III would be fought with, but he knows World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, meaning, you know, World War III is going to blow up the world, and that could very well be the case with all these nuclear weapons. It's very dangerous. And he actually regretted developing the atomic bomb, you know, because of its massive power. He said he regretted that. But anyway, there you go, people. There's my thoughts on these retarded ass neocons. So there you go.